Hello.
Then, now,
Showdown to the queens.
Episode number 500.
forever.
Looks like hell froze over.
Without any more further ado,
Together.
let's jump straight into the show. Hello, welcome to episode number 51 of the TEW IX Challenge Run. We're here for ECW for Tuesday, October 8th, 2024. We are how many days removed? 3 days removed from the High Voltage pay-per-view, where we saw the crowning of new ECW Tag Team Champions when the Gorillas of Destiny of the Bloodline defeated Joman to capture the belts. Other than that, Adam Cole defeated Jey Uso in the main event clean. Roman Reigns defeated Solo Sikoa. Florence retained against Sasha Banks, that sneaky bitch. But she seemed to get a very interesting phone call after the match, so let's see what happens there. And tonight we've got a pretty big show. Roman Reigns is here. We'll hear from him in the main event following High Voltage. And we also have a tag team match. Florence and Kelsey Cook teaming up against Sasha Banks and Kim McQueen. So without any more further ado, let's jump straight into the show. The God kicks off the show. You know, the pearly gates open, and he steps out. He retained the championship in the championship scramble by, I don't want to say nefarious means, because he's the God, he's our beloved babyface. But, you know, Kevin Owens did a lot of work in that match, and Kyle O'Reilly managed to get the final fall. And, Owens had Hook pinned as the buzzer sounded, so yeah. But Kyle O'Reilly is still the champion. He takes the mic and he starts the show and he goes, "Los Angeles, how we doing tonight?" Now, a little birdie on the interwebs kept telling me that I'm lucky I should still be the television champion right now. Well, you may be right. The rules of the championship scramble, they favor nobody. And I managed to skeek away with my championship still intact. But, over the last month or so since SummerSlam, you know, I've been building towards this big championship scramble. I've had all that time to prepare, so I knew what I was getting in store for in Atlanta. So tonight, I'm here to make up for lost time. You know, it's been a while since the God defended the television championship on television. So, how about right here tonight to kick off the show here tonight in beautiful LA? How about I offer up an open challenge to anybody in the back who wants to step into the ring with the God, Kyle O'Reilly. I didn't put him on screen, but it's answered by Ashanti the Adonis. He gets into the ring and he goes, "Kyle O'Reilly. So you're the man they call the God. Well, I'm the guy they call the God's Adonis Truth. So from one God to another, it's a pleasure to meet you, Kyle. I'm Ashanti the Adonis, and Adonisly, when I look at you right now, I don't see a champion, I see a bum looking like he just crawled out of bed. When you see Ashanti the Adonis, you see an Adonis, and you see the next ECW television champion, because I am the man that can carry this brand into the future." Kyle goes, "Yeah, you know, I may look like a bum who just rolled out of bed, but I can kick your ass anytime in this ring, so why don't we get the referee down here right now and let's ring the bell." So our first match of the night is for the ECW Television Championship, the God, Kyle O'Reilly, taking on Ashanti the Adonis, the God's Adonis Truth. Just a match I knew I had to do at some point, because I think I've done it before, but this is the title match for it. But yeah, it made too much sense. 75. Kyle O'Reilly was off his game. That is not what I've come to expect from the God. Why? He's apparently got a weak physical condition. No, it's not even that. It just says he's off his game. The God's never off his game. What's going on here? But anyway, he does win. He beats Ashanti with a brainbuster in 9 minutes and 19 to make defense number 2 of the ECW World Television Championship. Both men score 78, so that's actually a good rating for Ashanti, but he tied the God in ratings. But it wasn't off night for the God, so it's not normal that Ashanti's on his level. But I guess tonight he was. So yeah, what can you do about that? But Kyle O'Reilly still the television champion, because like I said, when he won it, I think he won it either a week or two before SummerSlam from Solo in the build to that 7-on-7, and then we immediately announced the scramble, so we didn't really defend it on television at all. And it is the television championship, so you've got to start racking them defenders up now. Because I admit that I kind of jumped the gun on announcing I've said that enough. I've said my piece about the scramble. It's done now. It was a fun match. I really liked the story I told in the scramble. But we move onwards to the future of the television championship that will still be around the waist of the god, Kyle O'Reilly. We then cut backstage. Adam Cole Bebe still the ECW champion. He walks into the Paragon locker room, and the lads, and JC are all in there. He goes, ladies and gentlemen, Adam Cole Bebe still ECW champion. They will stand up and give him a round of applause. He goes, last Saturday night at High Voltage was a night where I proved that I am on top of the world. I've had all these people in my ear telling me that I only beat Jay last time because of interference from Warden. Well, guess what? I beat him clean as a sheep, baby, and now I can prove that I deserve to be here. Still, ECW champion, but not that I needed you guys last night, because as I proved, I am better than Jey Uso. But it would have been nice to see you out there. Where were you guys last night? And then Dolph goes, Adam, we had some Paragon business we needed to attend to, like you said, we knew that you had what it took to beat Jey Uso in that main event. So we knew you didn't need us, so we've been doing some stuff on the side, waiting for you to come back here still the ECW champion. It's okay, big man, it's fine. And Adam Cole goes, Paragon business? What, without Adam Cole, baby? And then Dolph goes, yeah, why? And then he goes, what could possibly be so important or so that I don't get to hear about it? And so he goes, because it's a surprise for you, Adam. It's a surprise for you. That's what we were doing without you. You weren't allowed to know about it. And Adam Cole's like, a surprise for me, huh? Really? And then Dolph goes, yeah. He goes, well, that's great. I can't wait to find out what that was. The future of Paragon is the future of ECW, so I know it's going to be well worth the wait. And so he goes, oh yeah, it sure is. And then they all leave, and Adam Cole sort of sits down. He goes, it's great to be Adam Cole, baby. Then he sees a weird message on the wall. He turns around, he sees a letter or something pinned on the wall. It says to Adam. It's scribbled in horrid handwriting. He picks it up, he looks confused at it. And he reads it, and he looks confused as he reads it, and he drops it on the floor. Then obviously the camera pans to read what it says, and it just says, remember who you are. And then get an interview. Florence, Blair Davenport's by her side, but Florence is being interviewed by Kelly Kincaid. Kelly goes, at High Voltage, Florence, you retained your ECW Women's Championship when you defeated Sasha Banks. After that tournament of the ECW Women's Division really put the Women's Division on the map. Sasha did what she did in the finals, and quite frankly, nobody around here wanted her to be the champion after that antic, so we all actually thank you for the victory. Florence goes, oh, Kelly, I'm flattered, But I knew that not only did I have to win that match for myself, I had to win that match for the ECW Women's Division, for women like Blair Davenport stood by my side who were fighting for that opportunity. Women like Naomi, women like Ruby Riott, who, I've had my issues with, but she still gives it her all every time she's out there. And hell, even people like Kelsey Cook, who I'm teaming with tonight. They need that opportunity. And Sasha, she pissed in the face of not only me, but the entire tournament, the entire ECW brand, and the entire ECW Women's Division. So tonight, myself and Kelsey Cook are gonna do our best to, put down Sasha and her big bodyguard, her big idiot, Kim McQueen. Because she went along with it too. We've been trying to go too harsh on Sasha, but Kim, she took that payment, so she proved where her true loyalties lie. And then Blair goes, Florence, it's not that I don't believe you can't get it done tonight, but, do you really think you can trust a woman like Kelsey Cook? And Florence sort of shrugs her shoulders and goes, guess we'll have to wait and see. '78 rated match. Naomi sustained a retraced nose. That's fine. She can work through that. That's the that's the injury Becky had when I said she broke her nose. Oh, sorry, Becky said she broke her nose when it was just, a little bit wonky. But Nightlight get a tag team victory. Naomi pinning Iona Webb of a split-legged moonsault. 74 for Shantae, 86 for Naomi, 70 for Iona Webb, 85 for Alba Fire. That's actually really good from her, but again, the tag chemistry is boosting that a lot. But yes, Naomi and Shantae. These are basically the only... I do need to get more women's tag teams on ECW because, we've got alliances. You've got, Florence and Blair. You've got Sasha and Kim now, I guess, or Indy. And you've got, random alliances like Liv and Sonya had a couple of tag matches together and stuff like that. These are the only two real tag teams we've got on this brand, so I do need to get at least one or two more. But yeah, Nightlight are all we need. They're based and they're sick. What's not to love about this team? Thank you, Chris Parks. Lockham was a bit unhappy with Iona Webb after her mistake caused Naomi to get hurt. Oof. Rip. Then see Kevin Owens backstage. And he goes, "Oh, you, cameraman, get your ass over here." The cameraman walks up to Kevin. He goes, I've been known to be a little bit short-tempered during my time here in WWE, and I've got a lot of things I need to get off my chest about last Saturday night, okay? Because last Saturday night was bullcrap. Okay, this championship scramble format, there's a reason we haven't seen that around here in nearly 2 decades, okay? It's because it sucks, and it's not fair to anybody else who wants to do right, okay? Because I dominated that match. In any universe with fair championship opportunities, I'd be the television champion right now, but I'm not, okay? Because that damn buzzer went off right as I was going to pin Hook and get that opportunity. But hey, Kyle's still the champion, I'm happy for Kyle, but I'm a little pissed off for myself, to be honest. Then Kyle O'Reilly walked past and goes, "Hey Kev, get it all out, buddy." And he goes, it's frustrating, Kyle, do you know? He goes, "I mean, I don't know because I won, but I imagine it is very frustrating, yeah." He goes, "Anyway, congratulations, buddy. It's great to see somebody that I grew up in this business with capture that championship. So if I didn't get to win it, and Rey Mysterio didn't get to win it because I like Rey a lot as well, I'm glad it was you. But, You know it was a little bit bullshit that I didn't win that championship at high voltage. So what do you say tonight? You and I for that television championship, to make things right." Carl goes, "Kevin, I'd love that, but I already hosted an open challenge tonight and wrestled. I beat Ashante the Adonis in the opening match. You're late. You missed your shot." And then he walks off, and Kevin Owens is sort of he goes, "What?" We then see Nightlight celebrating in their locker room. Naomi and Shantae, they hug, they're all happy. They go, "Oh my God, girl, a big win. Okay, a big tag team victory, This championship tournament put us both on the map as singles, but there's no reason why we can't both be great singles competitors and one of the greatest women's tag teams here in the company, okay? I heard Becky, she's making the trip over to SmackDown on Friday because Shayna and Carmella over there, they want some of that smoke. And Roxy and Cora on Raw, they want some of that smoke. And I say, why are ECW getting left out of this? Why don't we make a statement? Why don't we make a claim to become the women's tag team champions? Then Ruby Riott sort of walks in sarcastically clapping. She goes, "Bravo, girls. That was a huge tag team victory out there tonight, It was almost put a tear to my eye to see Nightlight, doing their thing out there again." But Naomi, she goes, "What?" "I can't help but notice. It was you again. Shantae, sure, she held up her end of the bargain, whatever her end of the bargain is. But it was Naomi again who scored that pinfall. Hell, you took the beating. You took a little bit of a hit too hard on your nose and still had to do all the work to get the win. So sure, there is a reason why you can be one of the greatest tag teams in WWE with Shantae by your side, but why do you have to be? You've made it perfectly clear you don't need this tag team. You made it perfectly clear that you're on the rise here. You could be ECW Women's Champion, but you're toiling around with Shantae. I guess you feel obligated to your friends. Hell, I had friends once upon a time, and I left them. Just some food for thought. I'm not telling you anything new. You get me? And then she walks off. Shantae sort of like looks all angrily at her and goes, the fuck's her problem? It's Willow. She doesn't swear. Like, what the damn hell is her problem? And then he goes, oh no, I guess she's got her own thing sorted out. Anyway, focus. Tag team championships. 70 rated. Grizzled Young Veterans get a win over Matt Cardona and Kurt Hawkins. Rip Fowler pins Matt Cardona with a frog splash. 77 for Jagger Weed, 73 for Rip Fowler, 55 for Matt Cardona, 52 for Kurt Hawkins. And yeah, nice win. If you bully me enough in the comments by keep saying that people lose, like I was getting a lot of comments about GYV losing a lot of matches. If you bully me enough, eventually I will start giving them wins. Like I will either, like in the case of Angelo Dawkins on SmackDown, like he's going through a whole arc right now. His losing wasn't a part, well, like I wasn't doing that on purpose. I turned it into a story. There's two types of losing streaks I do. One is I don't realize they lose a lot. It gets pointed out, and I'm like, hey, I can turn that into a thing. And then there's, you know, what Finn just went through and what Kyrie's currently going through, where these have been planned. Like they're purposefully losing matches. Like so, it's one or the other. So you comment enough about GYV losing. Here they are. They've got to win. Maybe one day the Guns will get a tag team victory as well. But anyway, after the match, GYV and ZSJ grab the mics in the ring. And Rip Fowler's like, in case you've forgotten who you're dealing with here, I'm Rip Fowler. This is Jagger Reed. We are grizzled young veterans. And it's about time we reminded the ECW tag team division just who the hell we are. Then Zack Sabre Jr. takes the mic. He goes, over the past few weeks, my leadership has been questioned by some little dickhead named Mustafa Ali. Okay, and Ali, he's done everything here in WWE. He's a Grand Slam champion. But I tapped his he pinned him, he rolled him up. Yeah. I pinned his shoulders to the mat back at High Voltage. But he wants to continue sending little subliminal messages to me. Well, listen here, dickhead. Anytime, any place, I'm willing to take you on again. Then Ali appears on the Titan and goes, oh, Zach, ever so, you know, you've got such a way with words. But anyway, congratulations, boys, you finally remembered how to win a tag team match. All it took was, you know, Zach getting a win of his own and reminding you that you can win matches just like he can. So, in a way, I sort of lit that fire under your ass, but let's make one thing perfectly clear. I should still be reigning here as the television champion. I'm not. Dudley, I took care of him. Joe Gacy, I took care of him. Pistolero, he's not been around here for a while, but when he comes back, he's got something waiting for him as well. Same with Karrion Kross. But it's you, Zach. You fascinate me the most. Because you were one of the greatest television champions we've seen, dating back to the championship's existence back in the 90s. So I knew if I got in there with you, it would be a statement. But I lost. It's okay, everybody takes setbacks. You don't win every single campaign you put down. But what you can do is run again. And Zach, I will run this campaign again, because this between you and I, it's not over until I'm the one standing tall. So you can rack up as many little wins as you want with your little friends. I'm coming to collect my victory. I don't care if it's you, I don't care if it's Rip or Jagger or all three of you at once. Mustafa Ali will prove his worth as the face of ECW. Then get a quick backstage segment. Oh no, it's not a backstage segment. It's a video package. It shows clips of Shinsuke and Shibata from High Voltage defeating Dudley and RVD. And it's going to be one of those ones where, like, Shinsuke speaks and it's subtitled. But it's just going over the history of the New Musketeers. And Shinsuke goes, in case you're not familiar with my new friend, or should I say old friend, this right here is Katsuyori Shibata-san. He's the wrestler He doesn't get the fancy nicknames that a lot of our wrestlers get. He's just the wrestler. Because he is the archetype of everything this business is supposed to be. 20 years ago, myself and Shibata were 2 or 3 men chosen to save a dying promotion. One old man's vision couldn't cut it out. So instead he called upon us to become the new musketeers to save his damn company, and we took that company to new heights. We reigned supreme, all 3 of us. Until I was the first to not be complacent. I was the first who wanted to make my name for myself over here, so I came to WWE. And we show, as this is going on, we've got, photos from New Japan on the screen, and then, we get, the footage of him arriving in NXT and shit, and then his career from there goes, I came to WWE. I became NXT champion after just a few months. On my first year on the main roster, I won the Royal Rumble. I proved that without a shadow of a doubt that strong style can succeed here in WWE. And then my friend Shibata, he saw his life flash before his eyes. We're lucky to have this man sat here right now because he should be dead. But he's not, because his fighting spirit is that strong. Stronger than anybody this damn company, this damn country has ever produced. We are the new musketeers, and it appears to be our job again to save another company.
Shinsuke is my friend. Together we already changed the wrestling world. So let's try it again.
We then cut to the ring. Out walks Kiana James, the overseer of the women's division on Heat. She's got an extra pep in her step tonight. And she goes, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to finally be here on ECW. First and foremost, I want to thank Mr. Heyman for letting this happen here tonight, because this is a groundbreaking announcement in regards to women's wrestling. Now, it's been almost a decade since Sasha Banks and a couple of other women ushered in a revolution for the women's division here in WWE and forced women's wrestling to become mainstream and be taken seriously for the first time in its life. It's been almost a decade since Sasha Banks and another woman had arguably the greatest women's wrestling match this country's ever seen. And with that little butterfly belt they carried around, that got scrapped in favor of a women's championship. And then a second women's championship came along. There was one for Raw and one for SmackDown. Women's wrestling fans here in WWE were eating good. But that wasn't enough for Sasha Banks. You see, Sasha Banks and another woman held this company's feet to the fire and demanded tag team championships for the women's division. Why stop at singles championships? And she got them. But that wasn't enough. Soon, the Women's Liberty Championship was introduced, and finally, we had a singles championship that wasn't a world championship to fight for. But recently, I can't help but notice that Candice and the Mega Sis and all those little people over on SmackDown are keeping that Liberty Championship hostage on that show. Why should it be up to Sasha Banks and the other women of ECW to call out women for a shot at that championship? So that's why I've been on the phone to a very important person. I've been on the phone to the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. And Ted, he made a name for himself in WWE with one simple phrase. He said, everybody's got a price. And everybody includes, well, Ted DiBiase himself. So, ladies and gentlemen, I give to you, and she lifts a cloth up and there's the $1 Million Championship set on the table. The $1 Million Championship. Now, I know what you're saying, Kiana, you business genius, you. Why is the $1 Million Championship sat on a table in front of you, of all people? Because I think this championship embodies everything that I look for in a women's superstar. So that's why now this championship will officially be exclusive to ECW, and this is what our women on this show will fight for when they're not fighting for the world championship. Now, we've got $1 million championship. All we need is $1 million champion. So we just held a big long tournament for the women's championship, and obviously the right woman won that tournament, but I don't really feel like running another one, because in my eyes, it's clear who the rightful owner of this championship is. They've already won this championship in my eyes. So ladies and gentlemen, please rise to your feet and give a round of applause to your new $1 million champion, Sasha Banks. Out comes Sasha, Kim McQueen, Indy Hartwell by her side. She gets into the ring, she picks up the belt, puts the belt over her shoulder. She takes the mic, she goes, "Oh my god, Kiana, thank you so much." Now, this truly is revolutionary. Because, as you just said, you've ran down all my accolades. It's pretty clear who the most important women's superstar of all time here is, who is here in WWE. But you made one little mistake when writing this down. You said that this championship is for people who aren't competing for the ECW Women's Championship on the show, Kiana. That's technically not true, because when I pin Florence in this tag team match coming up next, I'm going to hold both championships. That's when Florence does come out. She goes, This is a joke, right? Like, you can't actually be serious. And Kiana's like, I'm dead serious. I don't see the funny side of this at all. She goes, well, obviously it's great for the women here of ECW to actually have another championship to fight over. The more the merrier, I say. But you're really just going to give this championship to Sasha? You're going to hand her the championship after what she did last week when she spat in the face of this entire division? And Sasha's like, oh, what are you going to do? You're going to cry about it? And Florence goes, I'm not really going to cry. I'm just going to voice my frustrations with the current general manager of the women's division, Kiana. I think handing the championship to Sasha Banks is wrong, and the other women should compete for this championship. Women like Blair Davenport here. And Blair steps up, she goes, you know what? Florence, you're right. We should be fighting for that championship, but I don't mind fighting Sasha for it. So if you want to have a poxy little pretend title reign, as far as I'm concerned, it can only last a week. So you want to be a champion, you've got to defend that championship. You don't get to just carry it around like Matt Cardona does with his stupid little championship. You've got to defend that thing. So next week, the first ever women's $1 million championship defense. You and me. And Sasha just laughs and goes, I didn't even know Florence's little friend here could speak. And now she's making demands of the CEO. But luckily, I'm a giving champion. I earned this championship fair and square, so I will defend the championship against you next week. And tonight I'm going to pin your friend. Next week I'll pin you to keep this championship, and then I'll beat Florence again and become the ECW Women's Champion. Okay, is that a deal? I see that as a deal. So yeah, there was a goal to gift the $1 million championship to a woman. And also to introduce another women's Midcard Championship. Here we are. So, I'm very much of the belief that this could be considered too many belts, but at this point, it's fine. Like, it gives people something to fight for. What wasn't officially announced here is that, this is an ECW, well, that was announced, but the Liberty Championship will now be SmackDown's women's mid-card title. So, ECW has the $1 million belt. SmackDown has the Liberty belt. And then, I wonder what Bobby Roode was talking about when he said big opportunity for the women on Raw. Who knows? Anyway. Yeah. Women's mid-card belts, and now we're going to get one for each brand. So, we've got, 5 belts per brand, which is 15 belts. We've got the tag titles that still float. We've got the Cruiserweight Championship, the Cruiserweight Trios Championship, and the Speed Championship. There's 19 belts in this company. but hey, my roster's fucking stacked. We've got 3 weekly shows. We can make it work. But yes, we do then get our tag team match. Kelsey Cook and Florence against Sasha Banks and Kim McQueen. Gets a 90. Florence and Kelsey had excellent chemistry. Okay, noted. I guess. For something, I don't know. But Florence manages to pin Kim McQueen with a rain flow in 7:26. Blair Davenport's at ringside, so is Indy Hartwell. Blair, beats up Indy as she tries to get involved. Sasha meteors Blair Davenport on the outside. And her and Blair start fighting because they're in, a match next week. And then Florence can pin Kim McQueen with a rain flow. Actually, what I would do is she hits the rain flow on Kim McQueen, tags in Kelsey. Kelsey hits the moonsault and pins her. So, yeah, I know, ideally I didn't want to pin Kim McQueen this early, but I'd rather pin her than the new $1 million champion who didn't earn the belt. Also, that's also what I wanted to say, but Connell, Sasha Banks is a major star, and you have a goal where, no major star can win the Midcard Championships. She didn't win it. She was given it. Yeah, if you think that's bullshit, I'll take a spin for it. But, I thought it was a clever workaround. But yes, Florence and Kelsey do pick up the win here tonight. And after the match, Florence is celebrating with the championship. Oh, she's not. She's celebrating. And Kelsey sort of picks up the championship, stares down at it, hands it back to Florence. And Florence sort of taps the belt, points to Kelsey. He's like, hey, I'll give you the shot next week, me and you for the championship. So yeah, 2 women's championship matches set for next week's ECW. We've got Florence and Kelsey and Sasha and Blair. Nice. Speaking of championship matches set for next week's ECW, Kelly Kincaid is with the former ECW Tag Team Champions, Joman. Says, Joman, your reign as the Tag Team Champions came to an end at High Voltage when Tama Tonga and Tongalo of the Bloodline managed to come out on top. And Joe Hendry goes, we've come to expect no less from the Bloodline at this point. Solo Sikoa's going to get involved, even on a guy like me. I'm barely Roman Reigns. But even on a guy like me, Solo Sikoa feels the need to get involved. But me and Braun, they've got another shot at those Tag Team Championships next week on ECW. And we're going to become 2-time tag team champions and end the Bloodline's stupid little reign before it can even get going. Do you believe in that, Kelly? I sure do. So yeah, there's a 3rd title match set for ECW next week. There's another big match. Next week's ECW is a huge show. There's another huge match set for that show next week, but I can't say yet because it's not been made official yet. But yeah, 3 title matches set for next week's ECW. 82. This is technically our in-ring main event. Sheamus and Austin Theory goes 9 minutes and 49. Sheamus wins by DQ. Okay, so what happens here is, Sheamus is doing, Sheamus TV wrestling. And Theory's actually slogging with him. And, he eats that big stiff knee from Sheamus. Sheamus backs into the corner. He goes for the brogue. As he goes for the brogue kick, Theory ducks underneath and kicks Sheamus in the balls. And gets a DQ. So 75 for Sheamus, 73 for Austin Theory. And after the match, Theory looks down at Sheamus. He just starts shaking his head. And he looks at himself, or looks at his own hands. He goes, I can't be a loser anymore. I can't be. I need to prove to the world that I can be the finished article, that I can be world champion, that I'm not a joke. I'm Austin goddamn Theory. And that's a fact. So yeah, he's clearly had a change of heart after losing to Uncle Howdy last week. Next week, we have got the 3 aforementioned big matches set for next week's episode of ECW, the first being for the ECW Women's Championship. It will be Florence making an next defense of her belt when she takes on Kelsey Cook for the gold, plus the first ever defense of the, Women's $1 Million Championship, as Sasha Banks, the gifted champion, takes on Blair Davenport for the championship. And the Gorillas of Destiny, the new ECW Tag Team Champions, make their first defense when they take on Joman. Will they make their first defense? Will they successfully keep a hold of the belts, or will Strowman end their reign, after just 10 days to become 2-time champions? I'll have to find out next week. The OTC makes his way out to the ring. Jimmy Uso by his side. Heyman, the wise man, by his side as well. They come to the ring, they raise the ones in the sky. Roman's music stops. And then he immediately, turns his head across to the ramp. Then Jey Uso's music hits and he comes out. And Roman then, when Jey gets into the ring, Roman's like, Los Angeles, California. Acknowledge us. Last Saturday night, my baby cousin Solo, he's tried his little hardest in my absence to try and call himself the tribal chief. But I proved one thing's for true, and that there's only one true chief. Things around here on ECW and my family, they've been a little bit all over the place recently. You got Solo walking around here thinking he's me. You got them Tongans that we told him to stay away from. They're around here right now. And of course Jimmy. My cousin Jimmy. He's back in the family. And Jey, I know you're still a little bit skeptical. I know at high voltage, you're a little emotional. I understand your frustrations with me. I didn't realize, until I wasn't the tribal chief no more, until I'd lost everything, just how I've been treating my family. So Jey, I don't expect an answer right now. But myself and your twin brother Jimmy, we'd love to have you back in the family. And he offers a handshake at the Jey. Jey just sort of stares down at the crowds going, yeet, 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 yeet. Warden then interrupts. He goes, oh my god, bloodline, drama, October 2024, what year is this? Okay, Roman, you said a lot of things that did ring true. There's been a lot of changes to your family these last few months. Do you know why that is? It's not because of anybody else but me. Okay? My goal around here has been the same since it's always ever been, and that's to be the ECW World Champion. Do you know why I'm not the ECW World Champion right now, Roman? It's because of you and your family. Your cousins here, they felt my wrath over the past few months. But now I get to stand face to face with the OTC. The very man who took that championship from me. The very man who the reason I want this family's head on a spike. And you're out here apologizing for everything you did to Jimmy and Jey. You should be apologizing to me. Okay? It's been almost a year, 10 months, since I lost that championship, and all I can think about is getting my hands on you and this damn bloodline. So if you want to run this yard again, you're gonna have to go through me. And Roman's like, kid, there's one thing I don't get about you. You're saying all these things about how the bloodline screwed you over. Yeah, we did do that a lot, to a lot of people. But you're taking it out on Jey and on Jimmy. I don't know if you noticed this, big dog. But Jimmy and Jey, they were out of the bloodline long before you and I stepped into the ring. Do you know who actually cost you your ECW championship? Solo. And you're out here standing side by side with Solo. So as far as I can tell, you're just a big old hypocritical bitch. Solo goes, you're right. Solo Sikoa did screw me, and he's gonna get what's coming to him. But until then, he and I have the same goal. And that's to wipe your dumb ass off this brand, because we've all seen enough of you. So, Roman, how about next week? You want to be the king around here? You want to be the true chief around here, running this yard? Hell, the ECW general manager is stood right there. How about we decide who gets next shot? How about you and me, one-on-one, on ECW next week? And the winner goes to Auckland and faces Adam Cole for the ECW Championship. What's it gonna be, Roman? Are you really the OTC, the once brave tribal chief? Or, without Solo, are you just a bitch? Roman, because I think I proved last weekend that I don't need Solo. I'm better than Solo. Solo and his bloodline, they're busy next week. They got their own titles to defend. But let me make one thing perfectly clear to you. Warden, next week, when I stand tall over you, there's one thing I want you to finally do. It's something Solo's done. It's something Jimmy's done. It's something Jay's done. The Wise Man's done it. All these people in the Staples Center have done it. 2 words. That's all I want you to do. Acknowledge me. And one goes, there you go. Me again. I thought it was us a moment ago. It was us when you were trying to gaslight your cousin into joining your side again. Because you can't hack it by yourself, Roman. You have to have someone in your corner to pull the strings on. Otherwise, you don't get power, and you thrive off power. You're the worst kind of person, Roman. And next week, I'm gonna rip your head off. And I'm gonna go to Auckland, and I'm gonna finally, once again become ECW World Champion. And there's nothing you or your bitch-ass family can do to stop me. So yeah, next week, huge main event. Number 1 contenders match, Roman Reigns against Warden. The winner gets Adam Cole at Auckland. So, poor Adam Cole. He's got to face Roman Reigns or Warden at the next pay-per-view. Based on whoever wins next week in that huge main event. 84 rated show. Pretty good episode of ECW. This episode went 42 minutes. That's like Raw length. And this is an hour less. So I had a lot of long promos on this show. But yeah. Banger, if I do say so myself. What matters more is what you thought of the show. Do let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you next time for SmackDown. See you then. Dolph, buddy. I guess that's what Paragon business without Adam Cole baby meant. Yeah. It has been confirmed that Nick Nemeth will be spending the next 15 years behind bars following his second-degree murder conviction. Please do let me know in the comments what I should do about this. Should I keep it or should I change it? Also, I have plans with the Paragon, so it's a little bit annoying. It's also very funny, but I can understand why you'd think it would be a bit weird, considering Nathan Fraser is also currently behind bars. So, I don't know. Should I roll with it or should I not?